before we do anything, make sure sound's going through alright, because I'm not having a repeat of last night. Sound wasn't there at all. Oh, right, that should be good. Yeah, man. Well, I'm on this AC server. Yeah. And this server, you've got to do certain lap times to be able to get a better car. So at the minute, because I've just started on it, I'm in a little MX-5 ND. Yeah, which is a bag of poo. Oh. Yeah, like I say, it's a bag of poo. Yeah, man. You want to join me on server, man? Right. The server is called Rain's Realistic Track Day Progression. Yeah, Bob. I just feel like this car's got no grip at all. I know he's right on my back door, but I feel like no matter what I do, the car needs like an extra 50 HP. And it's got no grip on arse end. He's right on my back door again. I'll get a bit of a lead on him and he's like there straight away. Oh! Right. See all my skid marks on when I've been going sideways, man. Right, when I finish this smoke, I can go out with a light. And then hopefully knock a couple more seconds off. Get myself up the leaderboard a little bit more. I've jumped 200 places there easy. Why is that not showing now? My progress. I finish this, send me along, open it, and I Lucas here. Oh, that's all. Yeah, not Lucas here. Red Bull watermelon flavour. Right. The problem I have with racing at the minute is my steering wheel is too close. It don't matter what I do at the minute. I can't make it go the right distance because it wants to be about here. Perfect position. And I can't move it back, 6-8 inches. Not a prayer. I hate grass then. I put a wheel on grass, I knew what I'd done wrong then, straight away. everyone else up to tonight? Anything? Oh, pardon me. Love to be able to buy a proper driving rig. But that is just a dream. My wheel's getting a bit warm. Alright, man. Yeah, you should jump on this when it's alright. But like, more laps you do, more clean laps you do, the more points you get. Yeah. But you gotta beat a lap time before you can get a better car. I beat the lap time. But I'm staying in this car for a bit. Because I want to get my lap time better. And it has a leaderboard. So you can see, like, you can see my time and like go for my time, you know what I mean? Like me, I can pick somebody's time on there and go, like, I'm going to try and beat that time, you know what I mean? Right. Finish this quick smoke. And then do another lap. Oh, attempt another lap. My steering wheel's too close though, man. Doing me head in. But do we moving it back about 8 inches? But I can't move my pedals 8 inches further forward, you know what I mean? Oh, saying that, it wouldn't even be that. I could do my pedals moving further forward and raising, but they're more same height as me, so I'm more in a racing position rather than like racing a transit bum position. But I've got it. Yes. Yes, I've got the super van with the Ferrari V10 engine in it. Yes, I do have it. And steering wheel is on the right side, you know what I mean? It's not on the wrong side like this. Which can proper throw people off, you know, when they're racing. You know, when they're racing first person like I do, you can proper throw people off, like, you know, putting them wrong side of the car. And you can tell when it does because they cut corner more, you know what I mean, on one side of the car. You know what I mean? So say cars, if you used to drive it on the right side, yeah, you'll cut corner more on the left corner. You know what I mean? Whereas you'll not on the right. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're on this side of the car, you will seriously overcut on the right hand side, but not as much on the left hand side if you move you over, you know what I mean? The guy that's in the leaderboard on this in first place, I've just looked at his points for this track and for this, yeah, this server. Yeah, nah, I've got about 800 or something, you know what I mean? From me playing on it. He's got about 1.5 million. You know what I mean? He must put some serious lap times in. You know what I mean? Constantly. Oh, have you seen the trailer for Subnautica 2? I have. I've already put it on my wish list. Even though I've not got Subnautica 1 yet. I don't own it yet. Yep. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep. They've actually they've made a remake of it.
Have you got the kind of pop?
Yeah.
A pitch man.
They're making me Running Man again.
Again? They've made the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen again.
Oh no.
You pass it together.
Event Horizon.
Right film. Oh, I need a wee.
Hmm?
There's a right film, that Event Horizon.
Alright. But not in Germany, so. Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking to?
Huh?
Who are you talking to?
Huh?
Who are you talking to?
Notorious.
Oh.
Yeah, Axel Ridge is not bad.
You pass that string lighter. You pass it in the back now. Did you beat that time?
What time?
That 20 or 30 or
8:35.
something there.
Yeah, I beat that. By a little bit.
Oh.
Look. My time is not 8:35 now, it's 8:25 now.
And what was his?
His is fucking ridiculous. Like 7:59. Look how that sun's getting a bit naughty now.
It's going down, isn't it?
Mm. Let's say we're going to reset for another 3 hours, so the sun's going to get real low in this game in a minute. Ah.
I must have been asleep by 8 o'clock. I won't be asleep just. It's a lot harder, isn't it, to see because the sun.
Mm-hmm. And at the minute,
But the setting is going to take ages.
love, at the minute,
Yeah.
there's no point even putting a sun visor down.
No. It's reflected off the road,
Mm-hmm.
on the track. was your neck, alright. Next time doing a dark wash your mind that while Oxford. Have you got it 10 minutes already? Yeah, Oxford. Like 15%. Got a bit of mining to do tomorrow, and a bit of, yeah, and no washing. Box is empty till tomorrow. I won't go into that one.
Boy, damn, about halfway around that bounced off a wall. Not good. I'm hoping for the sun to drop a bit. Just, I'm waiting for the sun to drop a bit or something. You know what I mean, mate? It's just fucking very bad when. Yeah. There's sections of it where it's just fucking very bad, mate. What? What bit of sun this bad? There's bits where you can't see shit, mate. There's bits where you just can't see shit, man. You know what I mean? Even Mrs. said it were bad. And you can't put a sun visor down because it's reflecting off a road. You know what I mean? Yeah, telling you. You know something? These glasses, what do you call it, glasses? Transitions. Same thing, you know what I mean? Different name. That's it. Yeah, but they still weren't cheap. I do like the 4 Series. Look at this. Look at this. I can't see shit. Look. I can't do out like this, can I? You know what I mean? I can't see shit. I'm literally driving like 100 foot in front of me until the sun disappears, you know what I mean? then when someone goes, it's just lovely. Yeah, a bit of redoing a record, but a record's more better for America, you know what I mean? British records don't look old like theirs, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, there's still some beautiful ones in England, you know what I mean? But most of them look shy. So you should be on here. I don't think we get a good time. Like cops and robbers. Must be the same car, yeah? And you'll be like a cop or chasing me down, you know what I mean? Both being the same car. Yeah. But you have to start somewhere on a server, don't you? You know what I mean? And most of these hot lap servers like this, yeah, you always start off with a shit car. Yeah, I know. Yep. That's been on cards for a long time. But they're gonna have to do it AI. shit, can't see shit. But if we do that, they're going to have to do Independence Day 2 again. Well, it was something we've not seen before, you know what I mean? It's like Matrix. Ah. Yeah. Go on. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Which Hemsworth? Liam? Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of things as well. Yep, but they're not because I don't know. Like revenue to them or something. Ooh, that's something I'd be interested in indulging in. Hmm. Yeah, every episode. Hmm. But see, all that, from what I remember, they left it on a right cliffhanger bit. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. If you haven't got permission to drive a car, yeah, because you ain't got enough points, yeah, it kicks you, the server, yeah, and it says, blah blah blah, has been kicked for trying to steal a car. You know what I mean? Yeah, I put in chat that I can't even drive because of sun. I couldn't even see road. I entered carousel blind. You know what I mean? Oh, that's better. What about trailers? I like big trailers. What can I say? I do like big trailers. You see, did you see that? Did you see that mod that I sent you? That I'm looking for. Depends how much I want to see the film or how much I want to see the film, but we are being spoiled. You know what I mean? So. More than likely. Because I don't like it when you watch a trailer, yeah, and then you watch a film, and the trailer's showing you all the best bits of the film. You know what I mean? But sometimes you watch a trailer and there's no point watching a film because you know what's going to happen. You know the whole story from just a trailer. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it the day I watch the end of season 1. You know what I mean? And I watched that day it was released. And then I sat down a couple of days later and watched it all again. I don't mind just telling my bits, but oh, last time there weren't really much. It was more like it was like they were trying to wean us into it. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. But because it was aimed at the people that had played the games, yeah, it was directed mainly at us, yeah. They did hope to get new players from it, yeah, but it was mainly aimed at us. Mhm. But I feel like they dumbed it down too much. But there weren't much else. They could have thrown in a lot of things, but they didn't. But you know what I mean? There was so much they could have added into that first season to get people hooked. They could have added in everything, man, to get people hooked. Oh, what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do? You know what I mean? Mm, but, mm, but you see my point though. It's in. I don't feel like they did enough. I don't know because I haven't done all endings. I haven't done that much. You know what I mean? I don't even know where I've got that game. I've got it somewhere, but I don't know where. If it's on Steam, PlayStation. Like I said, I don't know where mine is. If it's Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, or what. But I didn't get very far because I was playing with some lads, and then they got hooked onto playing other games. You know what I mean? And we just never carried on. And so I can't even remember where it is that I own it. Mm. Well, I was playing it because some other lads were playing it. You know what I mean? They asked me to play it, so yeah, that's I think that's why we were playing it because we were raiding at camping, and I think there was something wrong with Call of Duty at the time. Servers were down or something. No, 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 not just the campers, but I think the servers were down or something. Depends. It depends on what I'm doing in Call of Duty, what game mode I'm playing. If I'm playing like Blackout, where it's last man standing, yeah, I will move about a lot, yeah. And then when it gets down to last few, yeah, I am camping mofo. Yeah, and I do not care. Yeah, I am camping in a little fucking bush and I am listening. You know what I mean? Because you've got to. That's the only way to win. You know what I mean? When that map is closing in and you're down to lastly, say 5 or 6, yeah, and you're getting down to an area where it's like 3 or 4 buildings at most. You know what I mean? Or you're in an open field with a couple of bushes about, you know what I mean, and dancing ground. You will camp. I don't care who you are. You will camp and you will listen. I'm a multiplayer that just sit in a room and wait for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or you can't even chuck in a fucking grenade to get them because they just out of way. Or wherever that grenade lands, they can get hold of it and throw it back out the window. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'll snipe with guns that you won't expect. See, I was on Call of Duty once. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, because it's been a while now, you know what I mean? But I was on Call of Duty and I was trying to level up the M1 Grand. Yeah? Which is a semi-automatic rifle. Yeah? 5 round shot. Yeah? You get 5 rounds in chamber, but it's semi-automatic. You've got to cock it each time. Yeah? And I was trying to level it up and I'd got a few upgrades for it. Yeah, and I went into a match. Of course, I was playing a lot of free-for-all because nobody were on. And because I was playing free-for-all, I was doing a lot of camping. Yeah, because you're on your own, you know what I mean? You're on a big map on your own with like 32 players. Yeah? And you move, you are dead. I don't care who you are. You move, you're dead because there's a camp around that corner. Yeah? So I found a little spot and I sat down. Yeah? And I waited for around 6 seconds. Yeah? A guy walked in front of me, bang. Yeah? I started moving forward. Yeah? After taking him out. So I wasn't just sitting there and waiting constantly for people to run round corner in front of me because I weren't in a corner out like that. You know what I mean? I was round the corner, I was lighting my joint, so I crouched down, waited a minute, you know, I listened, lit my joint. He walked round the corner, bang, started moving. Another one walked round the corner, bang, yeah? So instead of walking round that corner, I started backing up. Yeah, because I'm thinking if one's coming round that corner, there's a few more coming. Yeah, they'll have seen people run round. Yeah, they'll have heard gunfire, so they're going to be coming for me. You know what I mean? And I just started walking backwards. Yeah? That's all I did. Kept walking backwards, looking behind me every so often. Kept walking backwards, and I got 30 kills, 1 death, with M1 grand. And I got called a camping hacking bastard. And I went, how can I be camping when I were moving constantly? He went, but how'd you get 30 kills and 1 death? I went, because I'm good. That's all I said, because I'm good in chat. Hang on, let's see if I can get a lap in now. Lado's changed time for me. Yep. I told him I couldn't see. I couldn't see going around carousel at all. But today, now have a look on Steam. Go to your home library. Yeah? Because you've got that a lot, haven't you? Right, look on top at news. What they put on? Oh, I'm gonna have to look now. I'm gonna have to look now because I just crashed. I'm gonna have to have a look. Sorry, 3-4's there. Now where is it? You haven't put that up yet. That book, that thing, yeah, but I'm not waiting for that. I'm not waiting for that at all. I'm waiting for what was supposed to come with that. Yeah, but it didn't. You know what I mean? And what time is it now? 10 o'clock, man. Why ain't they put news out already? No, it's not mods that I'm waiting for. It's not that what I'm waiting for. It's not that I'm waiting for. Right. Look at the update news, yeah? Beta update 0.31, yeah? Third paragraph down. Yeah, the bucket wheel excavators were supposed to be coming with this update and it didn't, you know what I mean? We were all waiting for it and it didn't come out. But because of what? If you click on that, yeah, and then go down to, I don't know, may I find it? Right. Friday news posted the 22nd of August. Yes. Now that's what we're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can see why I'm a bit gutted that it hasn't come out, can't you? You know what I'm saying, though? They do push them out fairly regularly, not gonna lie. Yeah, but they haven't pushed out the update that people are waiting for. You know what I mean? Oh, there will be. There will be. Yeah? And I don't doubt that at all. Yeah? And it's probably not with the wheel bucket loader itself. I think it's to do with the movable conveyor belts. That's what I think the problem is. Yeah, but all we've got to do is we could just build a conveyor from it. You know what I mean? Every time we move it, we'd just dismantle part of it and extend it, wouldn't we? For now, until we get the movable fucking conveyors. You know what I mean? We'd figure it out, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? That now you see why I'm gutted, can't you? You know what I like about this track? What I like about this track is there is every kind of contour available in racing. Yeah. And there's every form of braking possibility thrown at you. Yeah, so braking on corners, yeah, which they always say you're not supposed to do. You know what I mean? But sometimes on this track you don't have much choice. Same as gearing up mid-corner or gearing down mid-corner. It's not wise. But this track, you don't have no choice, you've got to do it if you want a fast time. And you're going to be willing to kick that back end out sometimes. But be able to catch it. You'd love this car. Once you got used to it, it's not a fast car though, you know what I mean? They weren't designed to be fast. They were designed to be nippy in town, or fun to drive, you know what I mean? Mazda RX-7. I've got them all. What spec do you want? Drift spec? I've got one. I've got one. And if you came onto this track, yeah, you'd have one. Well, one of the cars on this track at the moment that's about to come sailing past me in a minute is a Mazda RX-7. And I know it's about to come sailing past me in a minute because I can see it in rear view. And I know that thing's faster than this. There's that, and there's an Abarth coming. Trying to get in that corner a bit too quick, that. You know what I mean? Because I knew they were coming. I'm trying to get around that hairpin so I could get out of the way. Love this corner, mate. Got some lovely speed on that carousel. Ooh. Don't like stepping out this now for some reason. I don't know. Can't remember. But when it steps out, if it steps like that quarter of an inch too far, it snaps. Yeah? You can I can step out a little bit, but go that quarter of an inch too far, it goes fuck you. You know what I mean? Fucking like, oh dear, it needs fucking sorting out that lot. I think there's an expired waiting for me. Yeah. But I like this. You know, having a car to chase. No. You'd think it were with a colour, but it's not. I'm in a black one. You don't need to have the pro version to join the multiplayer. You just need content manager and the cars. He's a lot faster than me. On this section anyway. It's like he's got all the grip in the world. It's like he's put a mod on to give him extra grip, you know what I mean? Because it's throwing it round corners. It doesn't seem to be slowing down any. You know what I mean? And I'm flat out, man. I can't go any faster. It's like I've got fucking... It's like I've got my car set up in comfort and he's got his set up in sport mode. But I can't. This is what I mean though, that's what I'm saying, it's like that. Yeah? With how much more grip and stuff he's got. Look how much he's just pulling away from me, look. And I've got my foot planted, mate. You see what I mean? Like, he's got all the grip as well, look. And I'm barely stopping it sliding. Oh, you can see my skid marks there, look. Oh, okay now. So watch that slide then, man. That was a right slide. Look how far it's gone. See what I mean? And I've got my foot planted, mate. Yeah, you only need content manager. That's all the thing you need, and mods. You know what I mean? And content manager will tell you what mods you need. And you know how to do it, don't you? You know what I mean? Most of them, nah. You click on it on server. If you haven't got what it says outside at server where cars are. Install missing content. You know what I mean? That's as easy as it is. You know what I mean? And it'll take you to websites if it can. I've got 888 points. At the minute. Oh, that's not good, that kind of pops empty. Well, I just did an 827. Glorious. Best is 825.6. Well, 0.06. I just wish AC had voice. No voice chat. No voice chat on AC. I wish it did though. Because like there's a guy at minute driving right behind me. Now he knows he's a lot faster than me. I know he's a lot faster than me. Yeah. You can only tune certain things. Yeah. I've changed my tyre pressure to give me better grip. Oh, I can't remember, man. I've drove a lot of cars since then. I forget how I was racing on last night in Mitsubishi GTR and a Ferrari 458 Italia. And then today I've been messing about with this. You know what I mean? So somebody else has just tried to jump in to this server and jump straight into a fucking Toyota Supra Mark 4, you know, so they can start drifting around track. Even though it's not a drift track. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Mazda that's in here is the tuned one. Mazda like 7 tuned. And they are a bit quick, you know what I mean? I know that if I see one coming up behind me on this track and I'm a mile ahead of it, you know what I mean? I know to get out of the way because it's going to come past me within a minute, you know what I mean? I think these little Mazdas are only like something like 300 brake. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can't do it like turn power up or like that, you know what I mean? Tyre pressure I've got at minute's pretty good. Apparently this car can do 169 mile an hour off a cliff. Because that's the only way it's getting to that speed. You know what I mean? You never get into that 169 mile an hour on a track. Never. You know what I mean? No. It won't do 169 mile an hour. Ever. You know what I mean? And I think it's only got a fucking little 1300 engine in it. 1400 engine in it. You know what I mean? They haven't got a big engine in these. Not made. They're made to be like a sporty looking car for around town. Yeah. They're not made for honing round a track. You know what I mean? Even though rev counter's banging middle view, and you think it were made for honing round a track, but they're not. You know what I mean? They were really designed for honing round town. You know what I mean? At 30 mile an hour. Nip into the shop, you know what I mean? That's what they're designed for. Or nip into a coast on a weekend, you know what I mean? The local coast, not the one that where you go on holiday, the local one, you know what I mean? The one that you can get to in like an hour's drive, yeah? But not the one where you go away, because if you were going away and you were going to drive a long way, like to the south of France or something, you get it's Big Brother or something, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like it's like the RX-7 or RX-8. It was about the RX-7's nice going down motorway, you know. Even if we're just coasting at 70, I bet it's a nice ride. You know what I mean? I think my missus got the idea that if I win lottery, I'm buying a trike. I basically told her today. Right. Getting comfortable again. Oh, he's just left. He's left. Probably going to get a better car to own round him. Yep, he's come back in the M3 E30 Step 1. Bit more power than this. Bit quicker than this as well, even though it's an older car. They are nice though, them Beamers. I've always liked them. You know, the M3 E30. Lovely car. Make lovely drift cars as well. I wouldn't have one as a drift car, but I would have one as a daily driver. What? So you wouldn't have an M3 E30 as a daily driver? Oh, it's 7 there going past. In lime green. You wouldn't have a BMW M3 E30, the classic M3. Oh, I'd love to drive an E30. Love to drive it. A what? An E36. Yeah, but because that's a classic, the E30, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like the Mercedes Cosworth. You know what I mean? The Sierra got to be. You know what I mean? But I'd prefer the Mercedes 190e Cosworth. The Escort Cosworth. Well, there's only 3 real ones you're gonna go for, isn't there? It's either the Escort, the Sierra, or the Mercedes. You know what I mean? They're the only 3 Cosworth you're gonna go for. Escort. Escort. I'll go for Escort. No, it wouldn't have to be a Ford, but if I had the choice of any rally car, yeah, it'd either be an Escort or an Audi Quattro. You know what I mean? Audi Quattro were a lovely car in its day. You know what I mean? It's still sought after now. You know what I mean? Mini's a good choice, not gonna lie, 1966 version. The old version. It's nimble, it's nippy. Yeah, exactly, it's tiny. But his name said it all, Mini. You know what I mean? It was a mini car. Yeah, but when they designed that car, they designed it to be one of the smallest cars on the road. You know what I mean? And it was, for a long time, one of the smallest cars. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it went to Leyland Mini. And then to Austin Mini. It had a few names. The Mini. Oh, yeah, 205, but that was a hybrid one. But if you're gonna go for that, yeah, why would you go Peugeot? Why not go for the original Renault 5 Turbo? You know what I mean? But the Renault 5 was the daddy. It was the one that everybody wanted. You know what I mean? That was the car to have. Corolla, not a bad choice. No. Why do an engine swap? Why not just go for something like the Lancia Stratos? That Stratos were a beautiful car to look at, evil to drive, because there were no weight to it, and all weight there was on the rear end. No, my dad used to have a car, right? And to look at it, you think, what a bag of shit. Yeah? But you know, to drive it, it was fucking beautiful to drive. Yeah? It was diesel. Yeah? It was quick. You know what I mean? It weren't slow, it weren't sluggish, it weren't out like that, it was quick. It was an estate car. Yeah, so it was pretty stable on the road, you know what I mean? But you could still make the back end step out a little bit. Yeah. Nice cars. What? Oh, what, the 220? Yeah, there weren't many of them. Most of them went to police. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the XR 4x4. Great car, that. Remote front drive shafts. Yeah, turn it into rear wheel drive. Notorious. XR 4x4 remote front drive shaft, turn it into rear wheel drive. Yeah? And it was like having a Cosworth. What in? My mate used to have a nice car that I used to drive about. Vauxhall Victra V6. Oh man, it was naughty. Huh? Victra V6. See how it was, I had a Calibra. Yeah. They were... That's what seat I used to have on my driving rig, you know. Vauxhall Astra seat. When I first started racing. Yeah. The what? No, the CD. Yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying, but you know that thing? Yeah. Was so nice to drive. Ah. Drifted wide to get on that same corner every time. Same corner. Keep drifting wide. Like I've not got quite enough grip for that corner, you know what I mean? Hmm. Hmm. No, I don't like it either. It's too bubbly. Yeah. But the new ones looks like it's been put on steroids and they forgot the steroids. Yeah, it looks like they put it on steroids but forgot the steroids under bonnet. Now, I won't mind it as much if it did get it, I don't know, like twice the power. You know what I mean? But they made it look more muscly and everything. And they forgot to do anything else. You know what I mean? You know what I do like the look of? The new Land Cruiser. Have you seen the new one? The Land Cruiser, yeah. See, I've got a passion for them anyway. I've got a soft spot for them because I used to have a Mark One. You know what I mean? And yeah, but my Land Cruiser didn't have a V8. And I loved my Land Cruiser. Yeah. 4.2 litre. Notorious. 4.2 litre. Straight six. Yeah, that brand new one is nice. Yeah. Considering all the safety features they put into it, it's nice. You know what I mean? Oh, you mean the Hilux? Yeah, I know what you mean. See, I love the Hilux, but I prefer the old ones to the new ones. The new ones don't look right. The old ones you could do out to them, you know what I mean, and they just take it. The new ones look like you're blowing it and it'll fall to bits. Am I lying though? Fucking hell, Top Gear hit one with a fucking demolition ball, man. You know what I mean? And it just shoved it off. Didn't it? Literally knocked it through a wall and it just shoved it off and drove away. See, I'm not looking for that anymore. Yeah, I'm looking for more comfort. Yeah. See, I'm thinking estate car. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of an estate car at the minute that I would love to own. Volvo. Yeah. Or design. 850s are nice, don't get me wrong. Yeah, but I'd go for the R design though. Whichever. Hmm? That's what I mean. R design. Yeah, the 850's got an art design. Mm-hmm. And you put a proper exhaust on them and they sound lovely. Yeah, that's still nice. Mm. I don't know why I've got a soft spot for Volvo. I really don't. You know what I mean? But I have. I've got a soft spot when it comes to Volvos. Volvo cars, anyway. T5. T5. No, T5. No, no, but there's a point about that too. No, but the T5 is a point about the T5 engine. You probably could. Because there weren't that much difference change. Under bonnet, I mean. Mm-hmm. What category is it? Cat C. That's alright, Cat C. Cat C's are alright. You don't worry about a Cat C, they're easy to repair. It's Cat S that you worry about. Huh? Cat N's non-structural. Cat S is structural. You don't want to touch all that's structural. Yeah, but Cat N, non-structural, engine, you just do an engine rebuild. You know what I mean? And while you're doing your rebuild, you do your upgrades. You know what I'm saying? Because You're not telling me that you bought a car, yeah, and you know the engine's fault, yeah, because that's why you got it cheap, yeah. You won't rip that engine out, yeah, find out the problem with it, yeah, and as you're rebuilding it, you change all the parts out for better and make that car twice the power while the engine's out. Why? Why? How bad is it? Yeah, but what I mean is, if you bought something for a project, Volkswagen Transporter, that's not bad, that, to be honest. See, I don't mind them, my son. Um, See, I'd be glad with a double sliding door. Yeah, but I don't want a van for doing that. If I were going to do that, I won't buy a van. You know what I mean? If I were building a camper, I wouldn't buy a van. You know what I mean? You see, like I said, if I were building a camper, yeah, like you're on about, I wouldn't buy a van. Because I wouldn't be able to get what I want in it. I would buy a bus. You know what I mean? I'd buy a bus. Because, you'll think about it, with a bus, yeah, you've already got an area set out, yeah, for kitchen front room area. You've already got a set area set out for bedroom. Automatic, before you even start doing anything, you've got them already sorted. You know what I mean? Half your build is done before you start. You know what I mean? And plus, good thing about buying a bus is, one, you can sell out seats. Yeah? Like a fortune selling seats back to a bus company. Yeah? For their spares. Yeah? You keep a couple back for yourself, for whatever you want. You know what I mean? You can put, in your front room area, you can actually put a full-size armchair, a full-size sofa, yeah? Your kitchen area, you can actually have a fucking proper washing machine, a proper cooker. It's big enough. And then the back area, where above where the engine and that is, you always step up at back. Yeah, that's your bedroom. Right. Mm. See, good thing about having a decent sized camper as well, yeah, like said, bus slash coach, yeah, is, oh, you don't need a double decker. No, because, yeah, because you've got a bus, yeah, or coach, yeah, you can make it so the sides band, yeah, and give yourself twice the room. That's what I mean. Get a coach, turn it into like you said, tour bus, where the sides expand. You've got a full size sofa, full size front room. You know what I mean? Full size kitchen. And the other side that expands out. You know what I mean? Plus, think how much storage is underneath a coach. You can get a car underneath it. You could have a coach, yeah, with said MX5 or something parked inside it. Park up wherever. Yeah, get your car out, expand your sides. Where you go? Get in your car. Get in your car to go fucking exploring and shit, and shopping and shit. Yeah, you've got like a mobile house. That's what it's not to. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't even bother. I won't bother, man. I just, if I'd got my class one, yeah, I would literally go to America, yeah, and just buy a trailer. Because, yes, they are expensive, yeah, but it's done. You know what I mean? To your specs, whatever you want is done. Problem you get is when you bring it back to England and they say that's too big. You can't bring that down our road. I'd love to get uh, an American trailer. Yeah. No, this has got it. The Facebook. Don't, I don't log in on Facebook on my phone, on my PC because notification bugs, man. Constant. They don't care when you're streaming them out, you know what I mean? Even if you're live on Facebook, it still sends you notifications about Facebook. You know what I mean? click on it, click on the side of it, and you'll see like 3 little dots or something. On that, and it'll say delete. No, phones don't like it. Right, we'll have a couple more goes around this track in this car. And then I'm going to see what other cars I can get on this track, on this server. Because I know I've got a few more points now, so I know I can have a few more cars now. This is what I mean, you need to get on, man, before I get too many points and you can't keep up. I saw one for sale not long ago. Yeah. Oh no, this one was a little bit more than 85 grand. Yeah, because it wasn't just the trailer, it was the truck as well. This was this was a truck and 45-foot trailer. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, this was the same thing as what you're looking at, yeah, but truck and trailer, yeah, all painted up and everything, you know what I mean, look gorgeous, yeah, I bet the paint job, yeah, alone, just the paint job alone, cost him about 30 grand, yeah, because it was all airbrushed, you know what I mean, it was fucking awesome. I'll look at it on there. But yeah, this were Kenworth. It's obvious. Oh, you wouldn't say that if you saw it. You'd have been drooling, mate. You'd be drooling. You know something, I'd be happy to pass my test, buy an house, get a trike, decent car, maybe a van if we needed one, but I don't really need a van, you know what I mean? No, that's what I mean by a van, you know what I mean, mobile home, whatever, yeah. But I'd be happy with a car, or Range Rover, said thing, you know what I mean, decent car to keep you dry and practical, yeah, in all weather, and a trike, yeah, because I'd love a trike. But possibly a van. Not special, you know what I mean, like a little Transit Connect or something silly like that, Astra van, you know what I mean, out like that, yeah, just plain boring van, you know what I mean, with a reasonable system in it for listening to music on the way to where I'm going, Yeah, I'd be happy. Yeah, because that way I've got my van for going fishing. Yeah, I've got my car slash Range Rover, whatever it is I get. Yeah, for doing anything that needs doing with the missus and whatever, shopping and whatever in any weather. Yeah, and I want my trike for in summer for enjoying my son. I'd be happy. See, I don't want them like that. I just don't, you know what I mean? It don't. See, I'm getting up to 50-year-old, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm getting to 50-year-old, so I'm getting to a stage now where I don't need to worry about speed. I've been there, done that, wore a t-shirt. Yeah? Hang on, no, let me finish. I don't want to be doing the touring round anymore because I've done that. Yeah? Only touring round I want to do, yeah, is in my van, yeah, with my fishing tackle. That's the only touring I want to be doing. You know what I mean? And that's why I want a van like a Connect or something like that. As long as it's got 2 seats in it for me and Arlas to get in, yeah, I'll be happy. Yeah, because I can get his foot rods in, get all fishing tackle in, bibbies in, whatever. You know what I mean? And not have to worry about it. Yeah, not about have to worry about when I come back from fishing and it's been raining all weekend and everything's covered in mud. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to worry about it. Yeah? Car is for everything else. Shopping, doing whatever, going visit families and friends and whatever. Yeah, that's what that's for. The trike is for the same. Yeah? But in better weather. You know what I mean? See, yeah, see, I've done the touring round, you know what I mean? I've been there, I've had it. And yeah, it's good for a while, but it gets old quick. You know what I mean? Out for the coffee. Hmm. Oh, me and the missus are going to town in the morning. I don't know what time. No, it's alright. No, we're not going shopping as such. Because we do shopping locally, you know what I mean? So we're in a town. Basically to have a look round and shit. It's coming up towards Christmas, isn't it? Need some ideas for presents and shit. Yeah, but it's only that fucking corner, man. It's literally 2 months and 9 days. Mm-hmm. 8 hours. What's that? And then I don't get 8 hours. Lucky if I get 4. And a bit, man. People, I'm gonna call it here because my knee is killing me, my thigh is killing me, and my back is killing me. So I'm gonna call it here, and I shall catch everybody's next time. I hope you enjoyed it. I have. Don't forget to smash them buttons if you haven't already, and I shall see you tomorrow's. Good night all. Eyes gone.